Hello and welcome to this guided meditation where we will be taking things one breath at a time. And there's a popular saying in addiction recovery circles that says one day at a time. And this refers to our very human tendency to feel we have to solve all of our problems right now. That we think we have to figure out or achieve everything. In a nutshell, to be in control of life. And one day at a time reminds us that it is impossible to climb a mountain all at once, or even to know what's going to happen 100 feet up. But taking it step by step makes it a lot more manageable. It brings us back into the present moment, which, if we're honest with ourselves, is the only place where we have any control. And that control is not usually about our external situation, but how we're reacting or not reacting to it. The beauty of meditation is that it allows us to break down life into even tinier pieces. When we use our breath as an anchor, bringing us back to the present moment again and again, as our minds wander off into problem solving or fantasizing or worrying, we find a natural, it's a built-in way to be present. And in this presence, it's easier to be compassionate to ourselves. We do this by meditating one breath at a time. Within this one breath, there is only the here and now. This breath is a gentle, life-giving reminder that that conversation or presentation that we are dreading or rehearsing isn't actually happening right now. That all we can really do and know is that we are alive here and now. This is the place where we are. These are the sounds that we hear. This is the sensation of breathing. Life is much simpler than we believe. But that's so easy to forget when we get overwhelmed. A teacher of mine likes to say that breathing is a great meditation focus because it's portable and it's free, and we have always access to it. Anyone who's ever struggled to breathe knows what it feels like to realize they've taken breathing for granted. Tara Brach says, "Life is not a problem to be solved." Again, this is so easy to forget. We speed around on autopilot, believing that if we can just get things right, we won't have to suffer anymore. And yet the first noble truth of Buddhism is that being alive means we will experience pain. There's no escaping that. And trying to escape it means we miss out on so much of the beauty of life. the smell of the fresh air, our own personal health, a loved one we're sitting next to, beloved pet, the taste and nourishment of the food that we're eating. Even entire good days can slip by us when we're focused on making things better or different. If you're focusing on one breath at a time in your meditation, it might help for you to set your time at intervals. You could do 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or even 5 minutes. Just set your timer and focus entirely on the breath, noticing the body rising and falling, breathing in, breathing out. And whenever your timer dings or your alarm bell goes off, you can use this as a reminder to come back to this one breath at a time. And then this one, and now this one. Each breath, you can remember again and again how each breath contains multitudes. Each breath reminds us of the richness of the life we've been given, the richness of sorrow, of gratitude, even of anger, the richness of being a living, breathing being. Remember, there's a reason meditation is called practice. We are not accustomed to moving slowly or to being in the present. Everything in our culture conditions us not to. So it's important to have a great deal of patience and kindness for yourself when you're trying to focus on the breath. It can help to say silently, one breath at a time, or this breath, now this one, now this one. Or you can even use Thich Nhat Hanh's reminder. Breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I am breathing out. Anxiety may come up when we are trying to take things one breath at a time. Shouldn't I be doing something? What if I fall behind? Anxiety is not a bad thing. We can use it as a doorway into the present moment. What is it like to breathe with anxiety? One breath, then another. Does more anxiety arise? How does that feel? And when we take things one breath at a time, it's much more manageable than I must conquer all of my anxiety and all of my to-do list before bedtime. Taking things one breath at a time, we might also experience relief. To let go of what we're holding of the future and the past. And what does this relief feel like? This breath asks nothing of us. In this moment, there is nothing to do. This meditation reminds us that life is simply a series of moments, one after another, one breath at a time can bring us into our body. It can attune us to feelings we hadn't noticed we were feeling, whether on a mental or physical level. And like climbing the mountain one step at a time, it can help us to take the experience of that feeling bit by bit, manageably, one breath at a time. And thanks for listening to this guided meditation. May this recording help you and those around you. Namaste.